I think Gary's been really good. I mean, and I think he's gotten better and better and better, and had a great summer this past summer, and it's a shame he got hurt at the end here. But he's making shots and consistently, which he didn't do before. But he's always brought us that toughness, that kind of been fortunate to have Missoula and then have Gary, because Gary brings that grit that you really need. And Juani's been great. I think the first year I don't think roles were very defined, and he came in after that year and said, what do you want me to do? And he called me and said, can I get tapes of Van Exel and Logan? And I came over and got tapes and watched those, and he's been great. And Big Sweat leads the history of the school in operations at 7, which I would think would be hard to catch. But I mean, he's played through a lot. And I think been a great ambassador.
Could he have contributed a few minutes under this system you guys are playing this year? I know it's not his forte.
He would have found a way. I mean, but I didn't think he was ever going to be ready to play. With what he had done. When they're not going to release you to do anything until mid-February, your chances of playing aren't very good. How's that for an obligatory answer?
Better than obligatory. Obligatory LeBron Nash question. I mean, he's really got back in it the other night, had a good game, break that slump.
Well, he played great in the first half, and Hickey kind of took over in the second half. But to me, I think LeBron is the most versatile big, in the league. I think he bounces it, he can shoot it, he passes it. I think he's really good. Rebounds it. He's a big challenge, and because they have the guys that can make shots, they get it spread to where he gets to do a lot of one-on-one stuff, which he's terrific at.
So do any of your seniors
I don't know. I haven't talked to any of them today.
If you were to guess?
I honestly don't know. I haven't.
It just seemed like Staten was closer, looked closer than Gary did the other night.
Well, Gary was out here a little bit yesterday, but I don't. Honestly, I don't know. They're obviously, trying to do everything they can do to get back, and the medical people are trying to do everything they can do to get them back. So it's kind of a day-to-day deal.
Are you going to err on the side of caution with those guys?
I don't know what caution is. I mean, if they're not ready to go, they're not going to go. But if they're ready to go, then I mean, certainly we're going to play them. But I don't know that there's a difference. You can either go or you can't go. I don't think there's middle ground, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Going back on Staten, when you got him here, when he left Dayton, as good as he had played, there was questions about his dad and stuff, stuff going around there, and then he was going to go somewhere else. And what did you see in him? What did you want to bring in here as far as that went?
Well, I called Steve Smith, Bob, and obviously I've known Steve for a long time, and Steve and I have been friends, and I asked Steve, and Steve said, Hugs, he was terrific, he was terrific here, and he's as good a point guard as I've ever had. say that about somebody coming out of Oak Hill. That's pretty strong. And he said, you know, Hugs, he'll be great for you. So that's all really I needed to hear.
Was there a time when you didn't think you were going to get him?
Not going to get it or him.
Get him.
Get him here.
Yeah.
You know, Bob, it really wasn't. You know, it was kind of. We called and he said, "When can I come?" And I was kind of just joking around. I said, "Today." And he said, "How about tomorrow?" And they came and visited campus and kind of looked around facilities. And by the time they went home, they said, "You know, we'd like to talk about it on the way home." I said, "That's fine." And they called me. I don't know even if they were all the way home and said they wanted to come. That they wanted to come. So.
Did you have to recruit his dad, or I mean?
No, not really. His dad came on a visit. His mom and dad both came on a visit. But I mean, you know, Wani grew up in Dayton, and you know, they've lived in Dayton their whole lives. 16 years in Cincinnati, it's hard for them not to know a lot of things about me.
Not all good going from reading the papers.
If you read all good about somebody, it's probably a lie.
That's true.
So.
Talk a little bit more about Oklahoma State, if you could. They're coming in here tomorrow and kind of in desperate shape for a big win. Obviously,
why are they desperate and we're not?
Yeah, good question.
They just won one. We're coming off of losing a couple.
But yeah,
I think they're good. I mean, Travis did a heck of a job, I think, putting this team together. Hickey's playing better and better. I mean, I think, you know, he wasn't as good early, and I think it was just getting familiar with what Travis wanted him to do, and he's played great lately. Obviously, Forte's, if not the best shooter in the league, he's certainly one of them. And their freshmen are getting better. Carroll's playing a bunch now, didn't play that much. And Solomon's playing a lot more. I think their depth is a lot better. I think he's more comfortable with some of the guys that didn't play as much early. So I think they're playing pretty good.
The way that your freshmen have been playing, kind of coming on late and enforcing the role they have, is that maybe a confidence boost for you heading into the postseason?
I thought they were pretty good from the beginning. We played them a bunch early. We started Dax pretty much the whole year, so I don't think it was ever a confidence problem on my part. If I didn't feel comfortable with them in the game, I certainly wouldn't have played them in the situations I played them with early in the year. Played them in earlier in the year.
Coach,
I knew you had one.
obviously. I was peeking through the trees over
I
here.
saw you trying to sneak that mic in.
I was going to ask you about, you know, the next man up mentality, and has it kind of worked better than you thought it would this season when some players have gone down?
No, I think Mess said earlier today, you know, when you look at, you know, you send a thing into the NCAA selection committee about how many, you know, when people miss games, and what Brandon missed the first 7, and then he started playing pretty well, and then he missed some more with the knee situation, and we missed Wani a game, and we missed Dev the Oklahoma game, and obviously we haven't had our 2 seniors the last 2 games. That's a bunch, really, when you think about it. And I think that's the beauty of playing a lot of people. You know, if we had a 6-man rotation and this happened, we'd be in big trouble, but we don't have. And guys who, like Tariq, I thought played really well at Kansas. But Tariq's played a lot of minutes, and they played meaningful minutes in close situations. So that's one of the advantages of playing that many people.